right. I think I am live. I'm not entirely sure. And I also don't know how to see the chat here. Let's just put this like that. Maybe I'll be able to see the chat here. Let's see, I don't even know how to share a link. This is my first time trying to stream. And so I need to see if somebody can come in here. Come in here. So think about this as a test stream. That's what this is going to be. It's going to be just doing a test stream. Really just want to make sure my audio is working correctly. Or I'll be able to watch this back and see. But all right, we're in this zone, which is kind of funny because this is the exact zone that I thought we were going to touch, and I should have just trusted my instinct on my first couple of trades, and just kept long. But this like little pullback here really freaked me out, and I did take a couple losing trades on that. Let's see. Let's see here. I really want to take this long, but we're at this 50% fib level on this whole move now. Literally, like the trade would have been just catching this bottom and riding it all the way up. And what's actually kind of cool is that bottom. This is actually why I like having the higher time frame Rinkos. Down here was because I was able to see that like this level right here was pretty much this consolidation level here and kind of this level right there. And so it gave me some confidence in, you know, taking that as a potential bottom and somewhere in this zone. It still looks like we want to go lower. Like when you look out on higher time frames, like this does not look great. If you come over here, it looks like we might be at the bottom of this move, as anytime that we've like pulled back down, we might stay here for a couple days, but eventually we'll get a move back up to the top on like more of a daily, weekly, or we'll get a move back up to the middle here. That was the move I was looking for right there. That big push out we just had. I like almost want to just jump in on it here. Wait for it to pull back to should pull back to right about there, and then jumped in for one contract up and pulled back way further. Let's see. Giving a nice wick up. A nice wick there. So I'm going to jump into the second contract now. And hopefully get a little push out of here. We have some nice wicks here to the upside. There we go. 80. See if we can get like 200 out of this trade here. Oh man, it pushed the 200 and just didn't stay up there. I'm closing it. So that's $333 on that trade. Okay, so why I took that trade too was one, like there is like a fib level kind of right there. It's a weird fib level. It's not a fib level on the move, but it's a fib level on like a weekly. Hey, is my mic okay? I'm testing out a live stream setup. So I just wanted to see if like the mic and the audio is okay with the music in the background. Sounds great. Awesome. Perfect. I'm gonna make this into a video and just drop it on this channel too. So just explaining kind of why I took this trade. Thanks for jumping in, just checking that. So basically there's a fib level at roughly, just say 17,655 there. But then we also have like the 9 moving average. And so the 1655 was right there. So that's why I took that first trade off of. And then the second trade I took off of because we were wicking off that 9 moving average. And it looks pretty bullish. And so I went ahead and I was able to take that even though we're at the fib level. The other thing is that we have this change of character right here. And a lot of times when we start closing above the change of character, so we broke the change of character, we have a bunch of chop, but then you can see once we start closing above that change of character or wicking into it like we are right there, a lot of times that's will become support. So that level right there. I want to see if I've already made 200 bucks on this account today. Yeah. That account right there is a Top Step account. And I had a rough morning with that account this morning, which is funny because it's like my first time going or trying to do a live stream, and I was trying to like run up an account kind of before I started the live stream. And you can see I have $2,000 in profitable trades, and I have like 1,800. I took more losing trades this morning on that Top Step account than I have taken in the past 2 weeks combined. And I don't know if it's just because I'm trying to live stream and I'm just getting nervous, or which is weird because it's like, you know, there shouldn't be any issue with that. We're also at daily VWAP now. Hey Alex, how are you? I need to get Restream IO up. I know that I used to have that on my computer, or a couple of my friends have it too when they do their live streams, and Restream IO will like overlay my chat like wherever you want on your screen. And so you can have it like up. Oh. Yeah, I love Restream IO just for the chat. The chat, like being able to have the chat like transparent on your screen and place it anywhere, and then you don't have to touch it. That's really fantastic. Looks like might close above the daily VWAP here. Or we did close above the daily VWAP. So daily VWAP might become support here. I like want to take another trade on my Express accounts, but I really don't right now, man. Like I've had such a rough morning with that account where it's like Top Step is different than Apex. So Top Step, like in order for it to count as a trading day, you have to make $200 in profit, right? In order for it just to count as one of your 5 trading days. I had such a rough morning with that account where it's like I'm up that $200 right now, and I'm just like, I think I'm just going to call it on that account, man. I use Power Toys, I think it's called. Hold on, I'll check what it's called. So yeah, I use Power Toys to break up my screens however I want. Some of them are like just in weird places right now, just because I'm trying to fit it to the actual stream. But yeah, I mean, if I hold, let's see, I'll hold this window down and then I will hold shift. And so you can see it 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have this whole section broken down where I can like, just drop it in any of these cells. So I have 12 cells on this side. And so I have more accounts than just like, so typically how I trade is like, I'll have my, my funded futures or take profit trader, express, my Apex accounts, my blue sky accounts, my, top stat, or not my, bull knox, and then I have 2 more. And so really I take up typically about 6 spaces in prop firms, and then I also have my main account, which is some of my main accounts. I have main accounts, and then in Tradingview you can make sub accounts as well. And then I also have an IRA Roth account that I can trade on futures as well. Man, look at that rip up. I wanted to jump in that, but I was too afraid to do it on my Express account. I wanted to do it, but I just couldn't bring myself to pull the trigger. We were having these nice wicks. We had these nice wicks coming up, closed above that. I should have just taken it off the daily VWAP with a tight stop. Oh, but I didn't. The black space between the top and the bottom, is that your desktop in the background? Oh, right here, like this little space. Yeah, that's just my desktop. What? Bottom of back. Oh, there is black space there. Weird. That is strange. Why is there black space there? Oh man, that was the rip. I should have just taken that. I should have just trusted my instinct. Now it's too late to take that trade. I should have just taken that trade off the daily VWAP. Once it acted as support, that would have been a great trade. You could have had, your daily VWAP. We have the 200 moving average too on a tick chart, but it still works. We're wicking off the 9 here. It's just that was a beautiful trade. I wish I would have just trusted my gut there. Just went with that. I don't even know how high we go here. I'm in the next. Yeah. It's funny is I would say the next like real zone would be here where this red box is, right, or like literally where we are right now. What I look for a lot of times when I'm looking for like support and resistance levels on the 2 minute is I'm looking for wicks. Like I'm looking for nasty consolidation with lots of wicks. I honestly don't know what noise that was. I should probably I should probably move my alert box up to the top here. But whoever that was, thank you for subbing. I'm assuming that was a sub. I need to change that audio too for that sub noise. That's going to drive me nuts. So long story short, I'm looking for like wicks basically. So like you see where like this is consolidation right here, but we see this wick, this wick, this wick, and then we have it's these 3 wicks. That's what I look for, right? Which is kind of interesting because it just so happens to line up with this red box right here, right? Even though I know that's the candle before the drop, blah blah blah, right? But that's what I look for. I look for big wicks to the downside. Like you see, we have a wick down right here to the downside. We have another wick down here to the downside, and then we have little wicks, but same area. So this zone right here is also a lot of consolidation, and so same thing where it ends up being so happens it lines up with this red order block, right? But I wouldn't be counting that as support or resistance based off that order block, if that makes sense. I'm looking at the wicks, not the order block necessarily. And you can do this actually. I mean, I can show you too if like I go back. If I go back, you can see how I highlight the. Let's see. I'm always highlighting and drawing my own 2-minute boxes. So yeah, you can see a lot of them up here. But it's the same concept of like, we had high consolidation. You see the wicks here, right? There's wicks before this push, right? But then we also have wicks coming down as well in that same zone. So it's double, I don't know, support and resistance, you could say. So I drew that, and sure enough, off open, no, at 8:30 when we wicked down, I think that was news, I don't remember, but we wicked into that zone, and I already had that zone marked. And then you can do the same thing with like big wicks there. Let's see, where else was it? Same thing with this orange box. I like go all the way back to where I draw it. It's the same concept. It's same concept of wicks. Wicks, like lots of consolidation, lots of wicks, right? And then wicks here, it so happens to line up with. And so it was a support level, resistance level that turned into a support level that even though it wasn't really honored here, it still was respected again later on that day. So not, those weren't the same days, but you get what I'm saying. So I think wick levels of consolidation are way more important than just having your order blocks sometimes. So, and it's hard to write that into a script because it's like, okay, how many wicks do you need? Like, how big do the wicks need to be? Stuff like that. We're kind of bouncing off of this 9 here. So I might take a stab at a contract here. As soon as I took it, it already like went. I'm just going to close that. It was only like $30 profit. That was unfortunate. I literally went to click the buy button and it already moved like 4 or 5 points on me. And then it was kind of like, it moved the move that I wanted to trade. It basically already completed by the time I clicked the buy button. It's okay though. 35 is 35, man. I'll take it. I don't care at this point on that account. Also, total side note, I know a lot of people didn't see it because I didn't say when I did it because I was over here explaining. I have hotkeys on my desk that if I see certain setups over here, right, I will press this hotkey and it will execute buys and sells on different charts over here. And so if you rewind, you might have seen that I took a trade on my Apex account. That was me hitting my hotkey. Kind of explaining that to people. So people are like, you're just talking over here. It's like, no, It's like when I see certain actually I'll just tell people, I mean, for this one, for that one I use a strategy. It's basically a morning breakout strategy. I'm trading on the Apex account right here. And so I took a long. I don't know if people saw it, but I did take a long there. And it's pretty simple. It's like a morning breakout strategy that's based on 15-minute candles. So it doesn't take very long, and it's basically whenever I see the trade happen, I'll take it. And I kind of building it into, I have it built into like an indicator on TradingView right now. I'm still testing it. It's not like something that I want to publish yet. But I think morning breakout strategies are great. And I think that they can work a lot. So just testing the theory, but I'm sure if you want to Google morning breakout strategies, like there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of different ways of doing it. There's a lot of people that will have adjustable stops. I feel like I really should just stop trading my Express account, man. It's been such a battle to keep that over 200. And I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to stop trading my Express account for the day. We have my funded futures. We still have this account here too. Which you guys can't see on the screen because I didn't set it up for that one to be live streamed, I don't think. So I would have to move something around so you guys can see this one as well. But I think we're going to trade my funded futures account now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for a normal setup here. Maybe something like taking a long off of the prior wicks here, maybe. I don't want to take a long here yet. We're going to come down to the 21. Maybe not. Oh, I want to trade this account. All right, jumping in one contract long there. Only for $100 maybe, if we can get it. Yeah, this is going to go. Huh? I'm just taking it off. It's only like $75. I don't trust it right now, man. I mean, I feel like we're way further up than I want to be on the day right now. Like, I know we had the W pattern down here. We have this nice rip up, but I mean, and the only reason I took that trade was because we pretty much on this move down, we just bounced off the 618 fib. And so looked like a decent trade. We're getting a nice wick off of it. And so I went ahead and took a stab at it. Probably could have stayed in it, and got my $100 off that trade, but decided just to kill it. Yeah, I should have stayed in that trade. That was a 300-point trade or $300 trade. Today's price action is rough, man. It's been interesting. It hasn't been too bad. So like, I mean, if we scroll out to like a higher time frame, like I have down here, right? You can see like where we bounced today was like high consolidation zones. Also, we bounced there before previously on these days. And so that's what I was looking for. I was looking for confirmation that we've had a nice big bounce before in that area. And so I was pretty confident in taking that. That's why I like higher time frame Rinkos. They're not like, it's not like super precise, but it gives me a general idea of like where we could potentially bounce relatively quickly. Like I can just go down here and scroll through. And then gives me like an overall idea of like where the market is and where we could potentially go. But yeah, I mean, today's price action was definitely different. There are certain things that I just didn't like about this morning. Like when we had this pullback here, I don't know, man. There was just like, it just didn't chop the way that I liked. Yeah, I mean, my account speaks for itself. Like I have $2,000 in profitable trades, but also have like almost $1,800 in losing trades. Like I took a lot of losses today. I took more losses today than I have literally taken in the past week. Ironically, it's also my first day trying to go live, so just trying to get used to it. I feel like I want to take another stab here. Yeah, that's why I stopped trading the Express account. And it's like I'm up on the day on that account, not as much as I would like to be, on my Express accounts, but you know, profit's profit at the end of the day. And it's like, you know, you make $300 profit every single day. I mean, on, you know, 2-3 accounts, right? I mean, like you're making a decent chunk of money, you know. I say like, I mean, if you're making over 10 figs from trading, like it just doesn't like, it doesn't matter. It's like $300 profit and it doesn't take that much, you know. It's like you get five PA accounts, 5 PA accounts. No, you don't even need 5. You need 3 PA accounts from Apex. And yeah, that's it. That's all you need to make 10K. Like that's not a lot. You know, and I think once you get over that hump once, I think it's really easy to then continue getting up there. We had a nice wick off the 21 there, man. I don't want to jump in it late now, but I think I'm going to because it looks like it's still going to push. So we'll get like 100. Dude, I'm just killing these trades, man, because it's like I'm getting in them late. Like I should have taken that off the 21. I should have already had $100 on that trade. But I went ahead and just closed it for like the $70 profit or whatever. I'm getting a lot of these trades late, and it's like I'm looking for like little, when I'm scalping, it's like, dude, I'm looking for like these little tiny moves, right? I'm looking for, you know, these, you know, 5-point moves. A lot of times I'm looking for like to trade the reaction off a level, you know? And so the one good thing about it is that when you're trading reactions off levels, it's either the reaction is going to happen or it's not going to happen. And when the reaction does happen, though, it's great. I mean, you make a little bit of money in a very short period of time. But the reason why I like it too is like if I'm wrong about the reaction, if I'm like wrong about the 21, right? I'm not holding it. I'm not holding it till it touches like the, you know, till it comes back against me. I'm not holding something like that. What's making me nervous now is like we're coming up to this, like if you look on, oh, you guys can't see it. We're consolidating right now. Like you can see it like right here. We're kind of consolidating into this little zone here. If I put it on a 1 minute chart, you'd probably be able to see it even better. But we're just like, we're starting to consolidate in this like little channel. So we draw a trend line from like here to here. This is a steep trend line too. Like, and so, so that's a steep trend line. That's a really steep trend line. Like that's going to have to fail here at some point. I mean, technically, if we just do it like that, like we just kind of broke out of that. That's what I was kind of waiting for. I was waiting for it to like kind of trade into this and break out somewhere. But I think the next like big trade here is probably going to be waiting for this trend line to break today. Or it doesn't break and we just rip all the way up all day. But I think now it's like you have a pretty safe area where you can now kind of trade within this zone. So it's like if I were to take a short now, like we could be looking for a short back to the trend line. It's really hard to trade against the trend though. I mean, it's not something I suggest people do. Actually, yeah, I'm going to take 2 contracts of this, I think. What was my entry? Why is my entry so bad there? Dude, the slippage on the entry is crazy. All right, I'm taking the 100. Could probably hold it down to that trend line, but makes me nervous that we're coming to the top of these wicks right here, basically. So if you look right here, we're coming down to those wicks. I mean, theoretically, we could even draw it like this. Oh, look at that. We got the push all the way down to the trend line too. And so what I'm looking for is if it's going to break this trend line or if it's going to respect it and go back up here. this on a 2-minute. I don't want to look at it on a minute. Okay, that trend line does not translate over to the 2-minute chart very well. Question is, do we try to trade off this trend line here, or is it going to break? I'm jumping in 2 contracts long. See if we can't get the push out of here. There we go. It's going to respect it, it looks like. Probably only going to take $100 here. No, I'll wait. I'm going to leave this trade on for a second. Try to get at least 200. There's 200. We'll take it. That was $300. It had that nice little wick right there. 300 bucks. That's $500 on that one. So that's 500. That's on those accounts. Then that's 300 times those accounts. So it's not bad. Not a bad day. 60 on the other ones. And then I have these accounts here, and then I have this account over here as well. So I think that's actually going to be where I'm going to call it for the morning. I mean, that's kind of that was a nice like little last trade to, you know, cap 300 bucks with 2 contracts off of the trend line. I mean, what makes me nervous about trading the trend line, especially on something as steep as that trend, is that there's a good chance that this is going to break. And when it breaks, like it's going to flush hard, I think. So, or it could flush hard, right? So if you're taking a scalp off of a trend line like that, there's a couple different things that I saw too here, right? So it wasn't just like a trend line. It was previous support or previous resistance now acting as support. You have the trend line and you have the 21 moving average. You guys can't see that, but there's a 21 moving average that I have up here where I can see that wick can basically touch that 21. Pretty much the Q wave, this middle gray band, kind of acts almost identical to the 21. It is the 21, but it's just a different, slightly different than the 21 I have up here. So you can kind of, this is why, like, when I say midline bounce, it's off the 21. But it's not like just an EMA. It's like I'm not sure exactly what it is. I want to say it's a DSMA. Yeah, so that's what I look for. I look for, looking for, you know, 3 different confluences. The fact that we're trending up on 2 of the larger time frames here. That's what I was, you know, I'm not just taking the trade because I see like, oh, it bounced, or I'm taking the trade because it's like, you know, because of something silly, right? Like I'm taking the trade because there's a couple different things. The other big thing was that it lined up with the change of character as well. So if you look at here, that lined up with the change of character, you know, previous resistance, or a lot of resistance, right? Turning into a potential support. So there were multiple confluences to take that trade, and why I went in for 2 or 3 contracts there. Yeah. Anyways, that's it really for this video. I guess if you guys have any questions, you can DM me or whatever. Don't DM me, actually, just go into the Quantview Discord channel. There'll be a link down in the description. And I'm always in there. You can @ me in the public chat, and I will try to respond to you if you guys have any questions. And that's it. I'm going to go grab some food, and I might jump back on later to do some more afternoon trading, but I probably won't do that on stream. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys later.